Hello students, this is week 2 and we got to start doing some coding this week, don't we? I'm in my activities and this is week 2. The purpose of this video is to actually show you how to completely construct a program and then how to submit it. It's actually going to be following, if I click on week 2, my assignments down here, make sure by the way that you have installed Visual Studio because yeah, I put a video in here that will show you exactly how to do it, how to download it, and the whole works. Let's go to this one right here, this time difference. I had a couple of people already email me with questions about it. By creating a video of the whole thing, I think I'll answer those questions. Of course, for every assignment, I would like you to read the entire thing. However, in this case, I know exactly what we're doing, so I shall explain it to you right here without going through all of that. What this program wants to do, or should do, is it should print out this top line, and then it should print train A departs at, and it allows you to type in this 1255 in your console, and when you hit enter, it's going to jump to the next line, and it's going to do this right here, and it's just going to allow you to put something else in, and it's going to calculate how many hours and minutes is difference between these two times, and it's going to allow you to press any key to continue, okay? I'm going to take and I'm going to copy this right here, Control C, because we're going to be using that in our program. Go ahead and load Visual Studio. This looks different from the one at Community College. I'm sorry, they're a little different, and I really don't know why, but they are. For your first program, you aren't going to get this right here. You're actually going to get something that's going to say create a new template, okay? And then it will give you the opportunity to select this Windows console application, okay? Once you created them, however, both programs are both Community College and what I told you to do here are about the same. We're going to create a new project. Okay, make sure that Windows Console application is selected. If you have a bunch of other things installed, they're going to show up over here, and that's all fine, but make sure that Windows Console application for C++ is selected. I like to call my programs, I like to put the week number in here, week 02 like this, because that way it'll put them all in order for you in your file manager, okay? It's going to be a time difference. Like that. Say okay. Okay, for the one that I installed, it does this, but there's another, let me see if I can't find that for you. This one right here, it's going to show this, okay? And if you get this window, no problem, just say finish. Okay, and then you should be okay. You should get to here. Beautiful. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take and I'm going to paste in here what I just copied from Blackboard. I'm going to put this in what they call a block. Block remark, just like that. Okay, and that way I don't have to jump back and forth and look at what I did over there or what I need over there. First thing we're going to do is we're going to include right there. And what are we going to include? We're going to include this IO stream right there. Okay. What that does allows us to see in, see out. We'll also add one more line using namespace. There it is right there. std semicolon. And what that does is we don't have to put in std cn, see out, things like that. Okay, it just helps us with a lot less code. Perfect. For each one of our beginning programs here, we're going to be doing basically the same thing. We're going to create variables. We're going to be doing some input. We're doing some output. Just like that. Okay, and for our variables, a lot of times your variables, you really don't know what your variables are going to be until you really start delving into your program, creating it. But I know what they're going to be, so let's just create a bunch of variables a minute, okay? Int a time, okay, is equal to 0, comma, b, int, and b time is equal to 0, and that's good for now. Okay, and these are going to store input values. Okay, let's create some more. Int a hours is equal to 0, comma, a minutes is equal to 0, comma, and b hours is equal to 0, comma, and b minutes is equal to 0, semicolon. These are going to store calculated values like that. Okay, now we got one more line here. Int total hours is equal to 0, comma, total minutes is equal to 0, semicolon, and this is going to store outputted values like that. Wonderful. Okay, if we look down in here to our outputs, this is what we want to put in here each time. I'm going to grab these two lines right here, and I would highly recommend just stick this down here and just copy it right out here, because that way you don't have to go back and forth to Blackboard. You don't have to create something that looks totally different than everybody else's, okay? And this is how you do that. We're going to see out. Okay, that prints it to our console window. Put a quotation mark, end quotation mark, and we also have to put a ENDL, which is a new line in here, okay? Just like that. That's easy enough, isn't it? See out. This time we're going to see out. Okay, we want to make this a prompt, okay? So we're going to say see out train departs at, but we aren't going to put the number in here, okay? We're going to allow you to type that into the console window, semicolon, and when they type that and enter, we're going to see in it, okay? And we're going to put that right into a time right there. Beautiful, semicolon. So this pops on the screen, goes to the next line. We get a train A departs at colon. Sits there and waits for us, okay, because this CN is going to make it force it to wait. And then we type in a number, hit enter, it's going to put that right into our A time right there. Lovely. Let's take and copy these two lines right here. Just like that, because this time we're going to have B. B's the other one, isn't it? Put that in our B just like that. Lovely. Okay, now our calc. Where's my calc? I lost my calc. Oh, I lost my calc. Okay, now let's create a, let's say A hours. It's equal to, we should be able to get that from our A time somehow. How are we going to do that? Let's see, we got to take and peel off this first two. Let's take and divide it by 100. Okay. Semicolon, okay. What that's going to do is it's going to take in what? It's going to put a decimal point right here, so it says 12.55. And being we're working with integers, it totally ignores the 55, so we get a 12. It's exactly what we want. A minutes. How are we going to do A minutes here? It's equal to our A time. Come on, A time. Where are you? There it is. And here, let's see, we can get the remainder if we use modulus, can't we? The remainder of that. So what's going to happen is it's going to take and divide this by 100. It's going to pull out 12, and it's going to say, well, you got 55 remaining. Ah, that's how many minutes we need, okay? Wonderful, just like that. And let's see, now let's take in, let's make it all minutes because it's easier to subtract minutes from minutes rather than have to do the hours and everything, okay? A minutes, like that. Plus equals. It means we're going to add it to A minutes. And let's take and put in our hours, A hours times, how many hours, minutes in an hour? 60, huh? Semicolon like that. There. Okay, now we got minutes and we can calculate just minutes. That's great. Okay, make these all B's. Oh, I copied that. Make these all B's because we got to do the same thing with B's, don't we? There. I used to work with an old guy that had a beehive. Did beehives. They're pretty cool. It's pretty neat. You got these bees all flying around you and everything. Got bit a couple times. That happens. Okay, now we're going to do total hours. That's going to be equal to, let's see, I got to take the first one away from the second one, because this is the smaller number, this is the bigger number, okay? And so I'm going to say my B minutes, right there it is, minus my A minutes, like that. Let's see, and I want to divide that by hours, so I divide by 60, don't I? To get the total amount of hours out of there. But we have to force this to happen first, because otherwise it's going to do the division, it's not going to be right. Just force this to happen first, like that. Total minutes right there is equal to, and same thing, just copy this. Okay, but rather than divide, we're going to do modulus, just like that. Lovely, now we're going to have total minutes, okay? So now we can take and put those right into our output. So now we've got this all working, okay? Let's take and see if it's working, okay? This troubleshoot this thing, okay? And many times you're much better off looking at things happening while they're happening rather than looking at a result and say it's wrong, what do I do now, okay? I can put a stop in my program right here and I can step through it if I want. If I click a stop right there, and once again you just put your cursor right there and click on it, you get a red dot. And now if I run it, it will take and run to that point and it will stop, but we aren't quite there yet. Let's do something easy. Let's go 10:30 and let's say 12 o'clock, like that. There it stopped right there. There's our cursor right there. It stopped right there. If we hit F11, we can jump through this, okay? Yep, our hours is 10, that's right. And hopefully that's 30, great. What's the total of that? Yep, if I take 10 times 12 gives me 60 plus another 30, that's correct, wonderful. Okay, now this one, what do we got here? We got B hours is equal to 12. Yeah, I said 12 o'clock, and I should end up with 0 minutes, so then I end up with that right there. Okay, now total hours is equal, it should be an hour and a half, okay? So if I step over that one, I end up with 1 total hour, yes. And if I click it again, it jumps out of range, okay? It doesn't know what these variables are down here. So therefore, if I put my cursor over top of this, I'll say, yes, I got through. Excellent. It's all working. Now all we got to do is we get an output, okay? No problem. Let's just take and stop this program. Okay, if I scroll down here, I'm going to grab this output line right here. Don't worry about the press any key right now because we'll fix that in a minute. C like that, Control V, okay. Let's go ahead and C out this, C-O-U-T, quotation mark. And let's see, we want to say, oh, we got to put a variable in here, okay? So let's stop right there. And let's put our total hours in there. Okay, and then let's put out, get rid of that, quotation mark, leave a space in there. And we don't want to show 10, we want to output our total minutes. And then we want to output not the 10 anymore, but we want that space in there, just like that, semicolon, lovely. Okay, wait for all the little squiggles to run away. Previous experience has taught me that I got to put an end line in here because I want a space here, okay? ENDL, like that. And I also got to put another one in here to go to the next line here. So let's put one more at the end here. This is what I want to see. I want to see this thing look exactly like the example in the in Blackboard, okay? That's what I want to see. And put one more thing in here. This is system, left parenthesis, quotation mark, pause, like that, okay? What that will do is that will give me, semicolon at the end, that will give me this right here. Press any key to continue. Get rid of this because we don't need that anymore. And go ahead and run your program. This time we're going to put these values in here, okay? This is 1255. See if it comes out right. There we go. 1255. enter, and 14:05, enter. I get 1 hour and 10 minutes. It looks just like it. Oh, wow. Now what we want to do is we want to copy this because we're going to be putting this in our code each assignment, okay? If you click on this icon right up here with your left mouse button and say edit and mark, I can take and I can mark this. Hit enter. It's on my clipboard. Now be careful you don't close this window down, because if you close this window down, for some reason it disappears off your clipboard, okay? I'm going to take and I'm going to paste that right into here for my first one. Oh, look at that. Looks exactly the same. Perfect, okay? Go back to here, close that, and now we're going to run it again. What are our other values that are in Blackboard? Where's my Blackboard here? Right there. 917.30. 917.30. Once again, I'm going to go up here to my edit and mark. I'm going to grab all this stuff here, hit enter. Once again, don't close this down until you go back into your Visual Studio here. We're going to paste that, Control V that right there. Okay, and what does it say? 8 hours and 30 minutes. What's it say in Blackboard? Ha! Excellent. Beautiful. So anyway, that's how you do that, okay? Now, don't be just copying this out of Blackboard, stick it in here, because I'm going to run your program and I'm going to see if it works or not, okay? Don't try to bamboozle the old prof, okay? Beautiful. Now, we're going to take and submit this, okay? I'll show you how to do that. Once again, we're in Blackboard here. We got to go back up one because there's assignments, and then there's submit. Go to activities. Oops, I'm sorry. Assignments for week 2. Submit assignments right here, okay? This is time difference. Click on that. Okay. And browse your computer. This is where mine's at. I'm hoping that's where yours is at too. I'm going to go all the way through this to get you to it. And it's in users. It's in there. It's in source. It's in repos. And here's my time difference right here. Okay, notice I've been playing and I got a whole bunch of them in here. Click on that. Don't give me anything here, okay? Double click on the name again. This time you'll actually see a CPP file right here, okay? That's the one I want to see. And sure enough, it's .cpp. Don't send me a SLN or I'll send it back to you, okay? And say submit.